Hey everybody, and morning. Man, my hair looks pretty spazzy today, but hey, look, it's sunny outside, so that's all that counts. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Welcome to the Crypto Night Show. Your host, Superman, in the house, as we always say. And of course, we're going to get into all the news. So inflation out. It's not a big move, inflation, but it's in the right direction. So the market's used it as a bit of a manipulation. We've also got obviously crypto also pulled back on that news as well. We're going to get into some positive news though. We've got around BitMex and FDIC news. So that's positive for crypto, I think there. So that's pretty exciting. And what else? We've also got, we're going to talk about Emmett Farm has launched, the tokens launched, the farm's not yet launched, 14 hours to go. We're going to cover that. And of course, that was a bit of a surprise launch, a bit early. So pretty stealthy. And that's maybe a pretty good tactic, actually. We're also going to look, obviously, at PUSD ALGO and, of course, cover that. I don't think people have quite got that yet, so we're going to keep going on it until people realize, the king of the stable coins is coming. And so we're going to get into that too. And then we're going to wrap up with a few of the usual markets that we update, like Pulse Chain, Titan X. So I hope you guys enjoy the lineup today. Pretty exciting, right? Pretty exciting. All right, we got some cool stuff there. Get in the chat there, mate, as well as make it lively. And big shout out to everybody over in Rumble. Always got a great crowd over in Rumble. So if you're over in Rumble, share the channel around to your community there because it's pretty epic. And we're looking forward to do some more variety shows as well, like politics and other stuff too. So get in on that. Now, we've got Hexfader in the house. Good to see you, Hexfader. Big shout out. Hope you're enjoying yourself there. Yeah, I've got a pretty spaz haircut today. Pretty crazy. It's not a haircut really. It's just the slick back. I got the slick back on today. We're going old school. Going old school. All right. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let's have a look at how the stock market's gone. And bam, let's pull it up. So we've got the S&P 500 slumps as hot inflation. Data triggers the sea of red. Now, it's not like huge inflation, but it's just a little bit bigger than expectations, a little bit to the upside. But it's enough for the market to do its dance, as it were. And of course, the market makers love that sort of stuff. We got the Dow Jones at the moment down 1.7%, 716 points to 41,583. S&P 500 almost down 2%, 112 points to 5,580. The Nasdaq there down 2.7% at 481 points to 17,322. So you can see that is our Friday results, right? So if we have a look at the week charts for the Dow Jones, we started off, around 42,500. So we're down about 900 points there. S&P 500, we started off around, maybe 50, what was that, 58, something like that, 5,800. We're now down, maybe, 200 points or so. And the Nasdaq there, what were we up there? We were up maybe as high as 18,300. So we're down 1,000 points on Nasdaq in the week. So, pretty hardcore week after a good start too. Had 2 good green days, right? So just the way it goes sometimes. Now, the news there, of course, with the US dollar is dropped off as well. So 103.66, that's pretty interesting. US dollar weakening there. And let's have a look at the commodities. We got West Texas at $69, down almost 0.8%. Brent oil down 1%, $72.54. And of course, gold is actually up a big time there. So gold benefiting big time, up over 1% at $36 to 3,126. Silver hasn't quite moved, but you would think so with the US dollar pivot there. That is actually down the 30% at $34.98. But I think silver's going to have a pretty great run. So if you got a lot of silver, that's going to benefit you big time. Now, PCE. So this is the preferred inflation gauge for the Federal Reserve. Risk sentiment remains weak on Wall Street, particularly after the core personal consumption expenditure price index, an inflation metric closely monitored by the Federal Reserve, edged higher in February, providing the U.S. central bank with more reason for caution with rate cuts in the coming year. The headline PCE price index grew 2.5% on an annual basis during the month, unchanged from January's reading. So actually the headline number, no change, but not going down. Remember, the target is 2%. But the widely watched so-called core metric, which strips out more volatile items like food and fuel, came in at 2.8% annually, slightly above January's revised higher of 2.7. So it's only a little bit above, but it's still in the wrong direction. So that's kind of the move there. The figure was expected to be unchanged. So that's what the expectation was. The acceleration in core inflation, however, calls into question that optimistic and rosy outlook from Fed officials suggests the price disruptions could be temporary, and that is the concern there. The numbers came in as fears is growing that U.S. President Trump's aggressive trade agenda, which starts in a couple of days. It's on the 2nd of April, right? The Liberation Day. And of course, we knew there's always going to be a bit of shake-up in the markets as Trump repositions the economy. US consumer sentiment, meanwhile, fell to more than 2-year low, just as long-term inflation expectations jumped. So you still got a little bit more pricey products, and you got less bullish consumers. Remember, 2/3 of the US is consumption. So that's kind of where we are on the markets. And of course, the stock market went down, and so did crypto. Unfortunately, crypto went down as well, which is a bit of a pain, as you guys can all guess. So crypto went down, Bitcoin down to 84,800, down 3%. The Bitcoin dominance has gone up to 59.87. So remember the last bull market in 21, Bitcoin dominance before we had that altcoin season run got up to close to 70. But I don't think we'll even get there. I think the 60% mark seems to be the roof there, just given the structural changes in crypto since that time, right? Technology, number of coins around, etc. And of course, all the investment vehicles that are around as well. Ethereum at the moment, $1,907. So that's really down hard. Now, it's really, really weird to see Ethereum under 2,000, but it is. And that is down 5%. And we've got some big, upgrade coming up for Ethereum as well. That may relieve a bit of gas price issues as well, especially when ETH does get on a run. So we'll see how that goes. We've got BNB at the moment down 2.6% at $620. Solana down 6.33% at $130. So it's pretty red market today. Not double digits though. So that's kind of good not to see double digit downs, but certainly still decent. XRP there at $221, down 5.6%. And we've got ADA down 4% at 71 cents, and Tron down almost 0.5% at 23 cents there. So, pretty red market. Let's have a look at Litecoin. Litecoin's down 5.6% at $87.67, and SuChain there is down 10% there at at $2.51. So a pretty brutal market today, as we can all see. Pretty brutal indeed. Now let's have a look at Bitcoin and have a look at the big chart there, and let's see if I'll change some modes here. Let's zoom in on this a little bit, and we can see that we broke our 200-day moving average. So boo, 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 because we wanted to keep that right. And that is at $85,546 is the orange line. It's a 200-day exponential moving average. And exponential part just means that it sort of weights the more contemporary prices in the average. And then, of course, the 50-day, the yellow line there, is currently at 88,645. And of course, we broke down from there, but I think we're still looking pretty good. We knew that we were going to have a bit of rough time coming into inflation, and of course, the tariffs on the 2nd of April. And then I think, funny enough, after that, we're probably going to have a run. So it's typical, isn't it? When you think the most dire stuff happens, and then we have a run. So we're expecting a lot of institutional and state money coming into the crypto in the second quarter. So let's see whether we get the delayed sort of beginning of altcoin season there, and then run up for our big prices of Bitcoin, 150 to 250, let's say. So, so that's going to be pretty exciting. All right, and we want to avoid a death cross here, right? So that's the other thing. We want to avoid that too. All right, let's see what the rankings are at the moment. So we can see ranking-wise, we got the total market cap of crypto at 2.83 trillion, down 6% today. So that's a big, heavy day down. And let's have a look at our rankings. We've got Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and then we've got XRP number 4, BNB at number 5, Solana at number 6. We've got Dodge at number 8. We've got Cardano at number 9, and then Tron, for all things, Tron's there at number 10. I know Tron makes me laugh a little bit there. Pretty crazy, right? So there we go. That is where we are at the moment. Now we're going to have a look down a bit further, because you guys know we've been following the Pies network story. And let me just get a drink here. So Pi network there, down 70% for the week so far. Pretty flat today at 82 cents. So that's kind of where Pi network is at the moment. Got a comment there from Hexvator. CME gap to fill at 84,000. Right, that's a good point there. So we're going to talk about that actually. It's coming up. So nice highlighting there, Hexvator. So let's have a look at some of the commentary that we've got here today. So the crypto market saw a sudden downturn on Friday, erasing gains from earlier the week. Bitcoin fell, of course. The drop in crypto coincided with the sell-off of US stocks to poor economic data. So we talked about that. Bitcoin filled its Monday CME gap with today's drop, but continued macroeconomic woes that could weigh on the broader market. So that's some of the commentary there. We're going to zoom in a little bit on that. The broader market benchmark CoinDesk 20 index could decline 5.7%. We saw Avalanche, Polygon, except Uniswap, all nursing almost 10% losses. Pretty brutal, right? Pretty brutal. The Ethereum was down, of course. The crypto price action coincided with the US sell-off, of course. We just talked about that with inflation. Let's have a look here. The February PCE inflation report, obviously disappointed, and so on. So yeah, Bitcoin was down pretty hard. So the CME there, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Futures Market, and of course it's got the optimistic note declined. Today's decline could be BTC filling the price gap at around $85,000. So there we are. That's your comment there, Excavator. And bam, yeah, I was going to talk about that. You got kind of, we're thinking the same now. We're thinking the same. All right, so that is where we are at the moment. At this stage, it's difficult to determine if we have already seen a bottom in 2025. Joel Kruger, market strategist, said. And of course, despite the ongoing correction, he noted several positive trends such as crypto-friendly policies in the US and more traditional financial firms entering the industry or expanding crypto offerings, and of course, which could bode well for digital assets later this year. So that's kind of where we are. So that is any additional setbacks that we might see could be exceptionally well supported in the 70 to 75K area. So I think we probably all agree with that. So that is the market analysis today, but we got some good news. We've got some good news, man. We've got the FDIC is good news, right? So FDIC says banks can engage in crypto activities without prior approval. So that is huge. So that's a very big window. Now, obviously, banks are terrible. I hate banks. Banks control. Banks are rude. Banks are all, woke. All sorts of stuff. They're saying so many bad things about banks, and they're all true. But the fact that they still have a lot of money. So they have a lot of clients. And so that money can flow into the good stuff, right? Into crypto. So got to be happy about that. So with today's action, the FTC is turning the page on the flawed approach in the past 3 years. I expect this to be one of the several steps the FTC will take to lay out a new approach for how banks can engage in crypto, blockchain-related activities according to safety and soundness standards. So you're still going to get a lot of problems with banks, but some of you, I know, many have complained about the interactions with banks trying to get money into crypto and things like that. So hopefully that's going to ease up now under Trump quite a bit. So that's probably the good news there, right? So got to be pretty exciting now. Crypto industry figures said that these decisions were part of an Operation Choke Point 2.0, an alleged effort by former President Joe Biden's administration to hinder the crypto industry. Well, it's not alleged, is it? We know it happened. So there we go. And sometimes I don't mind people using alleged when it is alleged, like someone's alleged committed a crime that you can't actually see on a video, for example. But in this case, we know exactly what they were doing, warfare against crypto, right? So that is where we are on. That's a good news around FTC. That's a big deal. That will flow into crypto over the years ahead. So got to be really good there. So that's going to lead us into Pulse Chain, of course. Before we do that, though, we've got a couple of comments in the chat. So let's get to that. We've got PulseNet and House there. Keep up the stream, man. I appreciate that, PulseNet. Big shout out to you. Like your little thumbnail there, too. And we've got DG and Hexkin. Lots of love to Superman there. I appreciate that, DG and Hexkin. Thanks so much. Now, a big shout out over on Rumble, of course. You guys are great over there. It's such a great community, and I really do appreciate you all. So smash that follow button and hit the like, and definitely share the channel around. Now, in the video description, I've got the memberships to the Discord. So we've got community memberships. They're only $12.50 a month, so super good value. We got tons of resources, tons of awesome insights in the Discord, as well as great conversations, great people. It's a very safe environment, and that's why we keep it private. So you can join up to that today. If you want to go the extra mile and join up to our strategy club, that's only $35 a month, and we pass a whole ton of intel in there constantly through the days. Every day we put some stuff in there, and of course every month doing a weekly roundup as well. So get in on strategy club. Also, if you're new to crypto, you're not quite sure what's going on, I suggest you do my new crypto course. That's from beginners to advanced. There's 15 videos, 5 in each level. And that's just a really high level view of getting up to speed with crypto. You'll be amazed at how much knowledgeable you will be after doing that course. And you won't get stuck in the weeds either. It's all very high level. And so you'll be able to just become a bit of a pro by the time you've finished there. Now, I'm going to do more in that video series as well. So we'll be doing pro and expert level as well. And then I'm going to do a lot of applied videos as well, doing walkthroughs and stuff like that. So well worth getting into that. Only $74.99 for that first course. So get in on that, and it's a one-off fee. So kind of cool. Get on that one today. All right, so let's jump into Pulse Chain because obviously we got some big stuff here from Richard Hart. So let's get into that. And of course, this is something he posted at the end, I would say, of the PDI saga. You know, the saga that's going on with PDI. And of course, MakerDAO is a big protocol that gives you a collateralized stablecoin. Basically, that's what it is, right? So the stablecoin, and of course, it got copied over from Ethereum onto Pulse Chain back on the 10th of May 2023. That's when Pulse Chain forked Ethereum, a full system state copy, which means that it includes all the tokens and contracts that were on Ethereum at that time. And of course, then it's like a bit of an experiment. What are these going to be worth over time, right? So a big deal there. And of course, we know the AMM bot harvested. That's a special a founding machine that basically harvested a lot of the tokens, and of course has control over a lot of that supply, which in theory would help with a good agent. It would help keep prices up generally. That's kind of the idea there. But there's still a lot of coins in the market, and the market has to price them up. So that's kind of some of the basic background there. And so PDI there has had a problem with some of the contracts, because when you pull contracts over, you've got oracles and things like that you have to bring over, right? On Ethereum, the famous one is Chainlink, of course. There's also Teller's another big one, and you need those price feeds to go in, right? So MakerDAO does have internal oracles, in other words, an internal price feeder, but you still need, in 2021, they added the Chainlink into it as well. And that gave it a much better average price is what you need there. You need reliable prices so that the borrowing and lending and things like that is all done accurately, right? So that's kind of the background there. Now, there's a lot of problems with that, of course, on PulseChain. We have a broken oracle because we don't have Chainlink over on PulseChain. And of course, the internal prices have got wrong price ratios, things like that. And also we've got an exploiter over there. There's an exploit way of exploiting it at the moment, and it's minting billions of coins, apparently. I think we started off with somewhere around 10 billion. Now we're up like 26 billion. So there's big problems there. So that's big drama. And so what's the market been doing? It's been trying to isolate the L people, albeit with mixed results at the moment. And of course, we've also seen a lot of projects that were web linked, as they call it, linked their liquidity to it, have withdrawn their LP pools, and that's been pretty good, right? We've seen SolidX do that, PDDC do that. There's some of the more successful projects on Pulse Chain, or they're actually new, they're not forked ones. Yeah, that's kind of where we are. So Rich has been trying to get people just to end their participation in that, and in many ways protect the liquidity and investment integrity of people on the Pulse Chain there. So he says life would be better if everyone would just remove all liquidity from PDI versus everything else. The PDI supply has grown by 1,213 million tokens since I started tweeting about the exploiters. And of course, we call the exploiter there Mr. Dong from Vietnam. And that is the one that people have been targeting. And of course, that is the Wallet 5996, right? So tons of coins are worthless out there, and no one cares about them because they don't have liquidity, meaning you can't inflate and dump them for other things and then sell those things for stables and bridge out. But instead, whoever's providing liquidity is getting extracted on, as you see from 20 minutes ago. And these things, they swapped their inflated PDI for, then get sold. So when the liquidity providers stop getting PDI dumped on them, then the holders of the other coins don't have to get dumped on as well. The extraction problem goes away when there's not liquidity to extract from PDI anymore, just like thousands and thousands of other coins on Ethereum and Pulse Chain, not worth talking about because they're worthless. So obviously, it's an experiment there. And 16 hours ago, he says, I think most of the liquidity is in these 5 addresses, adds up to more than 80% of 12.5 billion Pulse bid. And of course, now I think there's also hidden liquidity from the nest of other coins, which our bots can get at that the main routers can't, which I guess is why the stupid PDI coins has shown resilience, because it can nuke other coins paired with it, but not easily seen looking at the suggested DEX routes. Welcome to DeFi. It's all on chain, so you can go backwards from an extracted to the extracted. This screenshot is from the holder tab of the LP token that represents shares in the LP pool for the Pulse PDI pair on Pulse XV2. Now, basically, the old idea was that people got to stop. The teams have to pull the liquidity, and of course, LP funders have to pull the LP. So it's a bit of a process. It's been, like Richard says, it's shown some resistance. And we've seen that particularly with the DAI Pulse pair there. So we'll see where that all leads at the moment. And influencers, there's been a couple of influencers still sort of holding on, supporting them. But hopefully the market's going to move on to better products, right? So we've got a couple of what could we do in the future? Well, obviously, Matty Allen's talking about doing a PDI airdrop to those people. Maybe, I don't know what that's going to particularly achieve, and other than give them some cool drops. The other one, of course, is we do another liquidity fork. We've already got 4 liquidity forks. do another liquidity fork. We could do, we use PDI as a backing, particularly the airdrop one. You could fork Maker again and bring Maker fresh over to Pulse Chain. And then, of course, you could also do some brand new model like PUSD ALGO, which, as you guys know, I support big time because I think that's kind of the holy grail of crypto. And, of course, it's a model that's a gap in the market on Pulse Chain, right? Everything else that's not a dollar is a speculative stablecoin. So if you see there are, and I think there's at least one out there that's so-called algorithmic, but it's just a fraction of a dollar. So it's not really real there. Now that leads us on to Pulse Chain results there before we get on to Emmet Farm, because Emmet Farm token is launched. We got day 686, and we got the price at quadruple 023, down 23%. We got which is a huge opportunity on Pulse Chain in my view. Once this all settles down, right, you just keep a lookout on this chart. Obviously, there's still bleeding out at the moment. Pulse X at the moment, quadruple 0186, down 32%. Incentive token there at down 30% at $1.16, and we got Hex there at half a penny, down 32%. EHEX at 1400 for a penny. So picking the bottom off here is going to be very, very valuable to somebody, I think, on the other side when we go move that side there. We might probably do some more. I might actually do a dedicated video on the PDI situation and the broader impact on Pulse Chain. I think that probably makes a pretty good video to do, actually. So I might do that too. Stay tuned for that. We got gas prices at the moment, 3.1 million beats, so not too bad. 3 cents for a POSIX swap, that's pretty good. It's been pretty volatile, obviously, these days with the PDI and other things going on the chain. 48,573 validators, so Pulse Chain fully DeFi, pretty cool. And we got the bridge there at the moment is at 84,000, so that's definitely come down. What was that at yesterday? About was it 85 or 86, one of those two, and it's down $1 or $2 million there from the looks of it. PDI has definitely gone down about $550,000 since the last couple of days. I'm not sure about USDC and Tether because I never quite remember what they are. And of course, Ethereum and Bitcoin have gone down in price. EHEX gone down in price, so that's dragging us down there. I know that it's a lot way down of what we were, sitting around before. We were up around about $120 million or so for quite a bit of time. But it's still 84, so that's not too bad. And it's not too bad there at the moment. I'm trying to think when we were at our low. I think we were down at like 30, 35, something like that, at the very lowest. So we're still holding up relative to that. And so, it's kind of where we are. Now, looking at the volume, let's go to Pulse Chain, look at the volume at the moment and see what the volume is at. So $40 million in volume last 24 hours, 474,000 transactions, which is quite a lot. And let's have a look at the highest tokens at the moment in the last 24 hours. So we've got this new token, Phoenix here, just popped up 3 hours ago. It's up 15%. Very little liquidity in it, though. We've got Fresh Starter up 11 months ago. That's up 970%. Not sure what's driving that. Still small liquidity, though, 13,000. So with small liquidity, you can pump things quite a bit with the bit of volume. And of course, that's actually got huge volume, 205. So got to be careful. I think we had a few coins pop up that could be pretty risky, like the CDI one here. Definitely looks like a possible scam bot one there. So just be careful with these ones. It's got some sort of botting behavior on it, so it's a bit weird. USD Tether is pumped a big time too, 350%. Also want to be cautious with that. So if you're interacting with any of these, you definitely got to have capital that you're speculating on, and you would have it in a DGN wallet, right? So just be careful out there. And so just take care. We got Flexmas here from three months ago, up 390%. So we've got a few unusual coins that are up quite a bit overnight there. So just be cautious with some of these. I know it can be pretty tempting getting in on big yields like this that are sort of moving multiple X's on in a few hours / a day. So that's kind of where we are now. Pump Tires. Pump Tires has been doing pretty well. That's probably the number one, it's like the official coin almost, basically, when inverted commas, for Pump Tires site, which is Richard Hart's new site. Most Wanted, of course, has also been doing pretty well. So these are definitely two of the most popular coins there on Pump Tires, and that's up 33%. So still doing pretty well there, down a little bit over the last hour. Tropa, of course, Dev there did a lot of dumping. But it's still up at the moment for some reason. So there we go. USD Tether is also up 21%. So we've got a couple of these. These are the pump tire versions. So that's if it's only been around for about a month or so, that's a pump one there. We've got Teddy Bear as well, up 21% as well. What else? PDI, we've got Die Hard there up by 90%. So we've got quite a few actually doing pretty well on Pulse Chain, despite the Richard Hart tokens being down quite a bit. And that's probably reflecting the PDI issue and also obviously the wider inflation market there. Stake Deep up 90% as well. PDC, the Greys, Now, I consider this one of the better opportunities. I put this out on X last night. That the PDC the Grays is pretty good as well. So I think that's pretty good. And so on, yeah. What else we got there? We got D Hexkin. Hey, what's up, Hexkins, Pulskins, Pilsixkins? And we got Kirby in the house. Hey, Kirby, good to see you. Please stop promoting Hex and Pulse. Already had one friend, and what? And they're what? I'm not sure. And they're live. And one end of live. That's pretty dramatic. I got no evidence for that, Kirby. So just taking your word for that. So yeah. All right, so we got Pulse Chain here ticking away there. Now cryptos go up and down. So opportunities when there's down day. People get opportunities like that, stuff like that. So kind of cool. And PDC there is up 8%. Now, I actually think PDC the Grey is probably going to be one of the better protocols. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. And we've got UFO there is up 7% as well. And of course, that's related to PDC. So I think those are pretty good opportunities also. Now, Up Token, I also want to do a video on Up Tokens. I think they're doing a lot of good stuff in the validator space. So I think that's pretty exciting also. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, so let's get into it. We've got some cool stuff to get on that. So let's move on to Emmet. So Emmet Farm launched with their token. And wow, this is a bit early. I didn't expect it so early. So I wasn't last night. I wasn't really, thinking, oh, it's going to come out straight away. But it did. And that's pretty amazing, right? Yeah, I didn't think that was going to come out so quick. And but it did, and so this is the next big farm on Pulse Chain. It hasn't launched yet. The farm's not launched. The token's launched. So if you guys want to check this out, that is it on the farm there. We've got Xenon in the house there. Hex Power is the real Hex member, says Xenon. Nice one. Let's post the link here. This is Emmet token. So this is for the farm. So they launched the token first and then the farm next, right? So I remember that. And of course, the NFTs are out at the moment. And I did my third video last night. So you've got to definitely check that. So Emmet tokens there. So pretty cool. Now, as you can see, this if you pick the right tokens and you're accumulating the right stuff, there are a lot of opportunities on Pulse Chain. And this is another one of those that has just launched. So you're getting in pretty early, to be honest. It's only been out for a few hours and so on. So the pair was created a day and 10 hours ago, but really only has kicked off here, back here. How many was that? 9 o'clock. So 3.5 hours ago, really kicked off here. And as liquidity has been added and up it is $1.58 at the moment. Had a bit of a punch up at the end, at the top, $4.15, then pulled back to 69 cents, back up at 158. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on that. So check it out. That is Emmet there and still looking pretty early. Now, let's have a look at the website. Now, the website here is already, so if yesterday when we were covering it, we didn't have the DAO and we didn't have the farms, right? I think we had the NFTs, and now we got the DAO. So let's go to the homepage. We got the start farming button. Now the farm hasn't started yet, right? So you got all the details there, and you got the Emmet contract down the bottom there, so you can double check the one I posted to you. The Emmet contract is on the website, so that's really cool. I like it when teams do that. So this is the Emmet website. Farming has not yet started, so people, accumulating tokens, things like that. And so you got a bit of an opportunity to build up. I like these when people allow people to have a reasonable chance of getting in on these projects, right? So definitely check that out. And I'll post the links on Rumble after the live stream. So I'll post that on the after the live stream. In fact, I might do it now. Actually, let's do it now while I'm thinking about it. And let me get the price here, and I'll put that on Rumble. Just one moment. Let's see here. Let's go into this, and I'll go on there, and I'm going to post that live. So there we go. Got some feedback there, so let me get out of here. All right, so that is Emmet. So you can grab that. That's on the chat there. So $1.58 doing pretty well, and let's have a look at the Emmet Farm. Emmet Farm website, and I'm going to post that too. Bam. All right, so that's just for the Rumble crew. So that's pretty cool. Now we can go to the DAO. So the DAO's coming out, right? This team has a long-term perspective, so they're going to probably have a bit of a roadmap following out from the farm as well. And I really like the experience and the founder, Kairos, who's founded this. And so really, really cool stuff there. Now you can see they're going to have a minimum votes required. You need 1,397 Emmet, so that's coming up, and the votes there. So this is not live yet, of course, but that will be coming up there. So if you're holding NFTs and Emmet, you'll be able to participate there. At the moment, of course, the NFTs are open. So there's 168 NFTs being minted there. So there are only 1 million pulse. So it's definitely worth minting one of those, especially if you're going into the farm, because you're going to get a big booster there. So very important there. If you are in the Telegram group and you're earning community points in there, airdrop points, then they will be added to your NFT. So if you got 5 points in the Telegram community group, you'll also, and you got 2 NFTs, then 5 plus 2 is 7. So you'll get a 7x booster in the farm. So it's a pretty important there for hardcore supporters of the farm there. So encourage you getting that. The other thing, of course, is the NFT is pretty tradable over on Pulse Markets. It's also they're going to have a rarity chart coming out. So the NFTs in their own right are going to have some tradable value from that point of view, as well as the farm value, which is massive, right? So that's pretty exciting. You can mint up to 10 per wallet to get that max bonus. So if you had points in the Telegram and you have 10 NFTs, then you're going to get that addition. So 5 points, let's say, in the community airdrop, plus 10 NFTs, that would give you 15x booster in the farm. So you can see it's a pretty big deal if you're participating here. Now, let's go to the farms. The farms are not yet launched, but I really love the site, the way they've done it. So good. Now, 14 hours to go, folks. 14 hours to go. Now, I'm going to do probably a separate live stream or video later on this afternoon on Emmett Farm and go through it in more detail. But you can see it's pretty exciting. You can see the token price up the top there, the TVL at the moment as well, the total supply. Remember that the initial launch is 100,000 tokens. That's the initial launch. And then the farm's going to be emitting just over 3,000 tokens per day. So it's not a big supply they're adding in here. I like that idea too. Total burn, they've also got the burn in there at the moment. Already burnt 335 tokens. So pretty cool mechanism, right? And of course, the market cap there already 157,000. So you're getting in real low. Anyone that knows these farms, it's real low on there. And of course, you can see the emission rate on the farm is going to be 3,188. So that's basically the idea. Obviously, you can connect your wallet up, get an NFT, go into the farms. And of course, how exciting farms are with the yield. So you got your balance, your staked amount, and your rewards. 14 hours to go. So this is real early on this farm. And like I say, it did surprise me a little bit that they got a bit early, because we weren't expecting this to launch maybe till Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But it looks like they've done a bit of surprise launch there, just psyching the market out. Pretty clever move, perhaps. So pretty cool. Now, we're going to have 3 main pools to kick it off. We're going to have the Emmett Pulse pool, and then Emmett and INC pool, and Emmett Pulse X pool. So these are all tied in with Richard Hart tokens, which I think is a cool move. You can see the allocation. We've got 50x there as well. Let me just make sure that you can see all this. Let's actually zoom. Should we zoom in on a bigger view? Let's go to full view, see how that looks. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? All right, so I'm going to zoom one more time. How about that? So we got the 50x allocation here on the Emmett Pulse farm. There's 0% fee to get into that farm, which is pretty cool. Normally, you'll have 0% fee for Emmett-based farms, the native token, as opposed to third party. For example, if it was PulseX farm, then you probably have a fee in for that, right? So that's probably what we'll end up seeing for that. And then we're going to have all this, so 15x allocation for the INC farm, and a 15x allocation for the Emmett PulseX farm there. So that will impact the APRs. Now, obviously, got huge APRs to start off. It hasn't started yet. 14 hours to go. So people are buying Emmett for that. And of course, we're going to have the balance that you have, your staked amount, your rewards, and your claim button. And of course, you'll be able to stake a certain amount there. You'll be able to just go like 100 or whatever, and it will have, how many tokens you got. And I don't know, let's say you got 1,000 or something. It will have, it'll put those tokens in for you, right? So now what you need to do is you need to go provide liquidity on PulseX V2. So PulseX V2, and you can see that's why it's called PLP V2, because you're going to get Pulse liquid protocol tokens there, or liquid party tokens of V2 over on PulseX, so LP tokens, right? So liquidity provided tokens. So you need to put that in a V2 on PulseX, and I think if you hit this button, you'll probably be able to go straight there, and then you will be able to provide that. What you do once you put liquidity in, so you'll put Emmett and Pulse in the V2 pools, which will be basically this pool, this pool over here, right? So you'll put it in the LP, and it will show up down the bottom here. So you see how you got 3,250 Emmett tokens, and you got 225,000. You can probably just see that we got 225 million Pulse in there at the moment. So the pool there has got 10K liquidity in there. You will be able to, if you supporting that, you'll end up getting LP tokens, which are the ownership tokens for those protocols, and you can come over here and put them in the farm, and basically, and away you go. Now it's true for Emmet INC farm as well, and Emmet PulseX farm. So there's 3 farms there, and that's the same idea. So then we're going to have stake Emmet. So this is a really cool idea. So you'll be able to stake your Emmet. There's a single-sided pool, so you won't be in any of these liquidity pairs on PulseX V2. And what you're going to be earning is you're going to be earning eDAI. So you're going to be earning stables there, eDAI there, which is DAI from Ethereum, right? So that's pretty cool. So that's pegged at $1, more or less, and you're going to be able to just put your Emmet tokens in there and earn eDAI, and that's fantastic, right? So I think that's pretty cool. And the TVL in there at the moment, 22,000, they say here. So people are already putting tokens from the looks of it, if you can actually do that. So pretty cool. So that is going on at the moment. And of course, if you need more information, like I said, I strongly suggest you get some NFTs if you're going into the farms, for sure. You get that booster, right? Booster multiplier. And if you're in the Telegram, you should definitely join Telegram. Probably the case as well. In fact, let me just get the Telegram link here so you guys can join up today. And you can go straight there. So let me pull that up. And I'm going to pull that up. Bam. All right. So this is the. Let me just scroll over here. I've got so many screens up. I've got to find where they all are. And let me there. So that is join Emmet Telegram. And that's the link there. And that's the hottest thing right now. So get on there. Emmet Telegram, join up to. Oh, what I got there? The website? No, that's the wrong one. No, that one there. That one there. All right. So join Emmet Telegram. You can hit that link. And ask to get on the airdrop list. That's community airdrop list. There's going to be a lot of other benefits to the airdrop list as well. So it's not just farm boosters, which is massive, but could potentially get pulse dropped to your wallet, all sorts of stuff like that. So get on that one and get in early this project team. The other thing, of course, is if you get one of those NFTs, you're also tradable as well. So kind of cool. Now, if you want to find extra information, I've done 3 videos on Emmet already on the YouTube channel, so you can check those out. But you can also go to the blog, and the blog actually has updates here. So it's got Emmet DAO token launch transmission today. It's got launch tokenomics and schedules. It's also got Emmet NFTs as well, so you can get in all those. They've got all of those there as well. So kind of cool. And this is the launch party details, airdrops deployed. So obviously all of that stuff as well. And so we're going to quickly read through this. So Emmet DAO is looking forward to bringing its farm reward token Emmet to the market, which is just done already. We can see that. It's trading live at the moment. And of course, if you'd like to be present at the launch, then now's your chance. So that's pretty awesome. The Emmet roundup today is at March at 4 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a token launch party for a couple hours at a token launch, which I've already done. So that's live at the moment in Telegram. So I'll be watching that myself after the live stream. You just hit the join button on the Telegram once you've joined up. Like I say, that is the button to join up to Emmet, and just hit the join button once you're in there. You can hear the audio, and you got the founder Karis in there, so it's a perfect time to join up there. Airdrops deployed. Once the Emmet token is live and tradable, we will be releasing airdrops over the coming hours. Airdrops will be deployed to community members in chunks once the token is live. If you're on the airdrop list, you have tokens dropped into wallet without any need to claim, which is pretty cool. You can then utilize tokens by pairing with Pulse Chain core assets like Pulse Inc. and PulseX and deposit them into the farm ready for the Emmet missions to start. So they haven't started yet. Of course, they're 14 hours to go. The farm contract will be available for users to deposit into and prepare the Emmet emissions to begin. Emmet rewards will start 12 to 18 hours after the token is live for trading. Once the begin rewards. Once the printing begins, rewards will happen at a rate of 3,188 Emmet tokens per day to our farming participants there. So you're nice and early. That's always cool, right? So that's our Emmet. It is live, and you can grab that today. All right, so we're going to get quickly into, we're talking about PDAI and the issues that's caused for Pulse Chain. Well, a PUSD algo is kind of the holy grail. It's the algorithmic coin, and you can get a 90% bonus if you participate in that at the moment. Now, I've got videos. So if you type in PUSD algo on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see that. And this is a game changer, right? This is kind of the holy grail of stablecoins, and we've talked about in pretty big detail yesterday. You can watch yesterday's video. And if you want to get a 90% bonus, the link is in the video description, but I'll also post it in the chat there, and you can participate in contributing to this. And this is pretty much by Jacob, probably the world's best peer-to-peer developer. in the world, and so we're pretty lucky to have him on Pulse Chain. So this is going to be the stable coin, and it's operated very, very well live on the Pulse Chain as a test. And so we're looking forward to this building up there. And of course, recently we found out Jacob's hired some devs to bring this to fruition. And we're waiting for the Signum Oracle, which is launching on the 11th of April. And that will be a key requirement for this protocol going live. And then after that is run as expected, we're going to be getting an update from Jacob, the founder of PUSD ALGO. And this is kind of the ultimate algorithmic stablecoin. All you have to do is contribute to this address here. You can use any of the tokens here, of course, connect your wallet up, use any of these tokens, and you will get a credit for every dollar sacrificed. You get 20 algorithmic coins, which is the main coin for the protocol, 200 flex token, which is the reward token, and a little bit of wrap PUSD as well. The secret sauce to this, of course, is the stability miner. And of course, this is a full DeFi solution where people provide liquidity, and it goes and keeps the peg of the PUSD stablecoin. So it's pretty cool. In addition to that, PUSD stablecoin will be paired up with and built on the back of USDL, the liquidity fork as well. So it's got that double layer there as well. So pretty exciting. And it is a DeFi platform, so people can earn and stake and earn. So there's a couple of ways of earning a yield on this, and of course, quite a sustainable sort of setup there. Now, the one thing, of course, is we can't wait for it to launch because it's really going to be amazing. And of course, this could end up being as successful as the liquidity fork, and maybe copied over to multiple chains. So, really excited about where this could head there. So. There we go. Get a 90% bonus, kick it off straight away. Now, if you do $1,000 inclusive of the 90% bonus, so let's say about $840 plus 90%, they'll get you to $1,000. Once you hit $1,000, you will then get access to the second bonus, which is called Bonus X, and it's up to 2x multiple. It's a random number, so it could be anywhere between 1.01 and 2x times your value, and it could be pretty exciting to see that to see that play out there. So definitely worth checking out. So. Hope you guys checked that out. I think it's pretty cool. Now we're going to wrap up with Titanix. Let's see what's happened here. Obviously, the market's down pretty dramatic, but it looks like Titanix is holding up relatively, even though ETH is down quite a bit. And of course, maybe sellers are quite exhausted. We've got the price obviously right down at the bottom level here in US dollar terms at 6 zeros 1400. It's a tough space to be at the moment on some of these projects, but of course, this project is particularly collaterally backed with the buy and burn, but we haven't seen that's been turned off. All the buy and burns have been turned off in the current climate. So we're waiting for Jake Sharp there to do his thing. Now we do see a bit of a bounce back in the ratio. Looks like we popped below 10 zeros 7,000. We're now at 10 zeros 7,500. So even though ETH is down quite seriously, we've got a bit of a bounce back here in Titanix ratio. So it does look like it's trying to defend this level here. Around 7,000 or so, and of course that is up off the bottom where we were down, around 5,000. So it's still relatively up here on the end of wave 2. But what a tail this wave 2 has had, right? We're trying to find that bottom now. Obviously, we're trying to get a new high, so we need to get over, essentially, probably back over to 9 zeros. We're currently at 10 zeros 75. We need to definitely probably get, back over definitely 10 zeros 95 and start minting some higher highs, right? So that's been the first sign that we're on to wave 3. Now, remember, the buy and burns have all been turned off, and this is highly collateralized, right? So that means that the buy and burns got millions of dollars versus the market liquid supply, and it's something about 99.5% of the coverage. Dragon X buy and burns turned off as well, waiting for that to happen. That's at 7 Titanix ratio. And what else we got going here? Hex 28 ratio there's at 0.8. So we're waiting for the omni-chain strategy to come out. Obviously, Jake Sharp's been building for the last 2 months, and Shogun also is going over to omni-chain as well, expecting to benefit there too. Hydra and Hyper have been turned off, but they're pretty flat today, which is kind of nice. So once they get turned on as well, so we've got 4 big buy and burns, right? Titanix, Dragon X, Hyper, and Hydra. Once they all get turned on, this whole chart would turn around in an instant. So you just got to be patient and accumulate at the bottom of this level. Obviously, now Vault had Bitcoin Genie come out yesterday. I haven't looked at that, and so I still haven't done a video on that. But hopefully, I will. Whatever it's done, it hasn't managed to lift the Vault price at the moment. So I will give my opinion on that. Now, Morpheus, of course, with Brandon's talking about going to base chain and pulse chain with the V3 from the looks of it. So that's up 22%. So some nice movement there for Morpheus. And who else? What else is doing interesting there? Baby Dragon X up 3%, not bad. Alien X up a little bit. Matrix up a little bit. So we've got a bit of a mixed bag across the board here with the Titanix ecosystem. Now, a pretty important one is the Tink farm. That's down 13%. We'll see where that heads as well. Ouroboros, the big stable coin, token up 7.6%. That's pretty cool. Element 280 is down 8%, but that's going omni-chain soon. So we'll probably see a bit of turnaround here. Bonfire's up 28%. That's had a good couple of days, isn't it? So got some news there for Bonfire. Uranus is down 16%, but the ratio is still up pretty solid, 2.2 x28. Now, Uranus is, of course, the first project to go to a base chain as part of the Omni chain, and I think it's done a pretty good job. So big shout out to the dude and James over there. So that's kind of where we are there at the moment, and the PEG USDX stablecoin from the Liquidity fork there is pretty solid at $1, not bad. And of course, we have got the Bitcoin Genie white paper. I still need to go through it, so I'll try and do that as soon as I can. And of course, waiting for Ouroboros Taurus to come up there as well. That's what we're expecting there. So that is our roundup today. 45 minutes, not bad. We did a pretty good job of that. And big shout out there. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Don't forget Emmett Farm, man. Emmett Farm is pretty much there, so you can join up today with that. And of course, also PUSD ALGO, get on the big stablecoin, algorithmic stablecoin coming to Pulse Chain. Will be pegged from $1 pretty much from the beginning. So we're excited about that. And Signum Oracle is coming out on the 11th of April. That's a key enabler for that to happen, right? And then we can forget about having more liquidity forks. We already got 4 of them. And we got one awesome fiat bet one in Coast, which does an amazing job. So it's time to have the third of the 3 models, the algorithmic beast and the holy grail. So I can't wait for that to come to fruition there. Going to be a lot of fun. And may very well be integrated with a lot of other stuff that Jacob's doing with the Mafia game and crypto casinos and stuff like that. So it could be pretty cool. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and follow. I'll probably be doing a couple more videos today. So look forward to seeing you then. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.